Ne una más. The city of Juarez is a charming Mexican town with nice restaurants, interesting attractions, and great opportunity for shopping. The city of Juarez is a stone's throw from the American border and has a population of almost 2 million workers, men and women. Sure, except the number of women is dwindling every minute. If you have never been to the city of Juarez, Mexico, we hope you will desire to visit one day. Hurry up, though, if you still want to see any women around. In Juarez, you can find a wide variety of Mexican articles, including leather, traditional clothes, silver, turquoise jewelry, exotic fruits and vegetables, and many other items. But you won't see any girls, just a lot of pink crosses, a forest of wooden crosses painted pink, one for each missing woman. Come on, what's the big deal? Just 5,000 murdered or disappeared in the last 20 years. It is a world record, and it is held by the city of Juarez. Sure, you have to give or take a few. The figures aren't completely accurate. Many of these women are buried out in the desert or were melted in acid, their bodies never found. Some might have been handed over to the red light industry for sex videos, snuff movies, or sold to some Yankee who could afford to pay cash for fresh meat. The one natural resource that's still a bargain around here. In Juarez, the life of a poor woman is worth less than a pound of potatoes. Tourist agencies don't advertise that attraction, of course. The authorities wouldn't allow it. They don't want to give the town a bad name for foreign tourists visiting the country. After all, it's only a woman's flesh and blood we're talking about. Mass slaughter, a genocide of young women, little girls, workers, housewives, students, and poets. Like me, that's all. Blood of my own, blood of sunrise, blood of a broken moon, blood of silence. We can still turn to our families, sure, but for us, home is the most dangerous place of all. Older women blame it on all the factories that opened up near the American border, allowing women to finally work. They turned out to be the ideal workers for the makeup artists, vast assembly lines making sophisticated hi-fi equipment for the rich. With their quick, slender fingers, teenage girls work nonstop, putting together the latest technological wonders. Flat panel TV screens, smartphones, Toshiba, Philips, Samsung, Sony, Panasonic. They've all moved their plants here. Because a woman's work is valued the same as her life, less than the price of a pound of potatoes. And in the eyes of our men, working women are nothing but whores. They can't see any difference between women who sell their labor and women who sell their bodies. The assembly workers earn money, take buses on their own, support their families, and pay for their husbands' drinking binges. It's just too humiliating for men to let them stay alive. Anyway, the government doesn't have time to deal with this kind of thing, and neither do the police. They have more important things to worry about. What's the use of seeking justice? Nobody ever gets indicted anyway. Sea of my abyss, blood, painful moment of my birth, nourished by my last appearance. The youngest was 15, the oldest 40. Like Maricela, I saw her limp, defenseless body laid out like a flower in front of the very courthouse where she had denounced her daughter's murderer. They'd let him off the hook right away. Lack of evidence, they said. Maricela was the last victim in 2010, number 446 to be exact. Ni una más. Not one woman more. Great slogan, right? I thought it up. Ne una más, I cried out, not knowing I would be next. I was the first to be murdered in 2011. I'd gone out to meet my girlfriends that night, didn't even bring my purse. They found me 5 days later in the middle of the street, half naked, my left hand chopped off, my head stuffed inside a black garbage bag. I loved this town of mine to the very end. I stayed and never ran away, even though I could smell blood in the air, feeling what was coming. Blood clear and definite, fertile seed, blood the unbelievable journey, blood as its own liberation, blood, river of my songs. My mother had my body laid out in the room where I used to write, my left hand restored to its rightful place. She entwined a rosary between my fingers and scattered the pages of my blood-soaked poem inside the coffin, close to me. Blood of silence, jumping into nothingness. Blood, painful moment of my birth, nourished by my last appearance.